going to disregard the enormous lies you just put out there about Russia and Ukraine. Okay. But do you really think leverage, negotiations work if you cut off all your leverage and scream at one party in the Oval Office? Don't you think that has just emboldened Russia? Because look at the approach. Putin thinks so much of your glorious president, he can't even be asked to show up. You have elected, or help elect, somebody who is at best an idiot and at worst is deeply corrupt.
Countries whatsoever. It's not given to him personally and not a violation of the.
Then why is he trying to transfer it to his personal library?
He is. Not, actually. Okay, again, he sent out
a statement.
This is way too in the weeds. If you want to keep on going we can.
It's not in the weeds. It's a fundamental moral principle.
Okay, so under that fundamental moral principle then, can you acknowledge, though, that President Trump is getting more done in a less period of time?
The crowd erupted. The hall shook. This was not debate. This was demolition. Tonight, we rewind.
Good evening, Mr. Kirk. You've obviously devoted a lot of your life to electing, keeping in power Donald Trump. And you did so partly because you said Trump would put Americans first and take them out of foreign conflicts. Shall we see how that is going at the moment? Currently, Trump has just accepted a $400 million debt from Qatar, which we're assured is perfectly above board. Billions in arms are going to Saudi Arabia, which they're using to bomb and starve Yemeni children. Not sure how that's in the interest of the United States, but it might be in the interest of the $5.5 billion deal his failed sons are receiving. At the same time, this great president of peace has greenlit mass killings not just in Yemen, but in Gaza, where he greenlit an invasion called Operation Gideon's Chariot, with the express aim of wiping out the Gazan population.
A courtroom moment in a student hall. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Gaza, Yemen. The words hit like evidence, read into record. The room froze, waiting for the defense.
No.
Well, I'm glad you have great intellectual substance and can answer. Because it's all the culture wars for you, isn't it? The second someone actually tells you what you're doing, which is bread.
Can you calm down a little bit? Like, just a little bit? Pounding the table, you're all over the place. No. You want me to go piece by piece? Or would you like me to talk slower?
I think you can.
Number one, Donald Trump is convening a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Joe Biden gave them armaments.
That's going well, isn't it? It's going well.
Can you not interrupt me? Well. I allowed you to talk uninterrupted.
You're famous for not interrupting.
Did you hear that? Gaza vanished. Yemen forgotten. The student asked about war crimes. Kirk answered with Russia. The crowd smelled the dodge.
Russia doesn't show up. Is that a success, Mr. Kirk?
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure.
Is that a success?
Well, again, these are ongoing negotiations. And it's a lot better than when your Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, went alongside our Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, to Istanbul and unnecessarily blew up a potential Russian peace deal, which has resulted in hundreds of thousands of dead Ukrainians, one of the great unnecessary wars of the modern era.
The audience burst out laughing. Not applause, not respect. Laughter, the illusion was breaking.
Going to disregard the enormous lies you just put out there about Russia and Ukraine. Okay. But do you really think leverage, negotiations work if you cut off all your leverage and scream at one party in the Oval Office? Don't you think that has just emboldened Russia? Because look at the approach. Putin thinks so much of your glorious president, he can't even be asked to show up. You have elected, or help elect, somebody who is at best an idiot and at worst is deeply corrupt.
Boom. The shot landed. The crowd roared. Kirk froze, clutching the lectern. The swagger was gone. Fact check. From 2017-2020, Trump approved over $64 billion in arms sales to Saudi Arabia. Those weapons fueled the Yemen war, the UN's world's worst humanitarian crisis.
Okay, again, so Trump and Putin had a 2-hour phone call today. You'll acknowledge that's a good thing. The pursuit of peace can sometimes be a winding road, and it's a lot better than sending hundreds of billions of dollars further into the killing fields of eastern Ukraine, something that tragically both the UK government and the US government has been unnecessarily supporting.
A genocide accusation answered with a phone call. The hall leaned back in disbelief. Peace by dial tone.
We just talk about 100 billion's worth of weapons, because you dodged my question on what was going on in the Middle East, where Trump has just signed enormous arms contracts with Saudi Arabia and with Qatar. And I noticed you ignored the fact that this might have had anything to do with the blatant corruption going on through the Trump coin and going on through giving the very competent sons of Donald Trump billions of investment from Saudi Arabia and Qatar. This is something that is directly embroiling Americans into conflict, but is importantly killing many innocent people. Those nations have been known to terrorize innocent civilian populations.
The hammer kept falling. Kirk's answers grew faster, thinner, weaker. The debate was slipping.
I'm just going to disregard the enormous lies you just put out there about Russia and Ukraine. But do you really think leverage,
What lie
negotiations work if you cut off all your leverage and scream at one party in the Oval Office? Don't you think that has just emboldened Russia? Because look at the approach. Putin thinks so much of your glorious president, he can't even be asked to show up. You have elected, or help elect, somebody who is at best an idiot and at worst is deeply corrupt.
Gasps filled the hall. No spin could cover this. The moral clarity was brutal. Kirk stumbled back to Biden, but the audience knew.
Well, it's not a point, it's a moral truth, isn't
Okay,
it?
yeah. It was also a moral truth that the war started because 1,300 Jews were killed and 200 were taken hostage. And when you declare war on Israel, expect a firestorm in reaction. Let me finish, I let you talk. Israel, at its holiest day of the calendar year besides Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, Samat Torah, the 50-year anniversary of the Six-Day War. On Shabbat, Hamas invaded Israel, deciding to go recklessly to music concerts, to homes, to kibbutzes, and taking 200 plus hostages. They knew what they were doing. In one
The
of
hall
the
detonated. Applause, laughter, cheers. Kirk gripped the lectern like a man holding wreckage. The student had won. Fact check. In 2019, Trump bypassed Congress to fast-track $8.1 billion in arms to Saudi Arabia and the UAE, citing emergency. Those weapons poured fuel into Yemen, where tens of thousands of children died from war and starvation. This was not culture war banter. It was America's foreign policy on trial. America First was ripped open, exposed as weapons first, allies last, and children forgotten. A student did what pundits could not, or cornered Kirk with receipts.
I take an effort to be informed about foreign policy and to come to conclusions. You are a culture warrior. I believe when everything is done, Mr. Kirk, people will see you and the people you've supported as corrupt, as selling the country out to the lowest bidder, and of doing irreparable damage to a country I'm sure we all deep down love.
The difference,
I think you will have to reckon with that
difference
one, Mr. Kirk.
is when
The applause was not polite. It was a verdict. Kirk walked off bruised, cornered, exposed, not untouchable, not triumphant, just dismantled. Slogans collapse when facts land. America First abroad often means America forgotten at home. One fearless student can dismantle an empire of spin. If you loved watching spin collapse under facts, share this video and subscribe to MindVista for more fearless breakdowns.